Yo, what's up, guys? Paulie Malignaggi, Tommy Rayno, and this is Tommy and Paulie's big fight forecast. What's going on? Ready for another big week of boxing discussions on the gambling side of boxing. Not a huge week of boxing, but a pretty busy schedule this week, Tommy. And of
Yep.
course, when there's a busy schedule for boxing, all the gambling degens, well, we come out and discuss it. And
Yeah.
we talk about it even when there's not a busy schedule for this. So for this week, it's a pretty good week to discuss boxing and gambling. What do you got on the table here, Tommy?
What do we got? We got DAZN Friday night. We got DAZN Saturday. We got Amazon Sunday. There are actually other cards.
Amazon on Sunday. What's on Sunday?
Bandu Jack rematch. That's actually they had the.
Jack is on Saturday.
I'm sorry, Saturday. You're right.
Yeah.
They had the audacity to put this on pay per view.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I got to be honest, Tommy. I'm working that one, so
Oh
yeah.
well.
So you know,
Whoops.
so
Whoops, Daisy.
better for me. Better for me. I get a job out of it, you know.
Very true. Very good point. Very good point.
So of course I won't be giving too much insight on that, but you'll take us through
Yeah,
Michaela
yeah,
and Badu Jack and so on and so forth. But let's start with the Friday card, right?
yeah.
There's a
Friday DAZN. This is Dubai.
Is it Saudi? Is it Saudi?
This is in Dubai, so it's going to be 2 p.m. our time.
Wow, Dubai, 2 p.m. Friday. All right, what do you got?
Uh, Former IBF cruiserweight champion Gaziev, Marat
Murat Asiev, who was,
Gaziev.
I thought, a very difficult cruiserweight, but at heavyweight, he's kind of chubby, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Pulev, who was a decent contender at heavyweight, you know?
Pulov's 45 years old. He's still decent, Paul. He's still winning fights. I
So what
mean,
do you think with the fight with Gassiev? Is Gassiev too small? Because Pulov's a big guy.
Pulov's a big guy. Yeah. Gaziev has slowed down from what
Pulov's
I've
a
seen.
big guy, I'm saying, though. You know, Gassiev a heavyweight ain't the biggest guy.
No, but you know what? I mean, he was a monster cruiserweight, and yeah, even from body tone, I mean, he was a muscular, like proportion guy. Yeah, he's a little small for heavyweight. And Pulov is about 6'4", but 45 years old. That's what's going to stand out to you. 45 years old, but you know what? He still has a gas tank. He's the busier fighter of the two. Gaziev, former IBF cruiserweight champion. He
Tommy,
actually uni-
well, Tommy, why do you insist on putting an O before the V? They both end with Ev. It's Gassiev, Pulev, but you call him Pulov and Gassiev.
you know,
Why?
what do you want from me? I'm hard winning.
All right. So what do you think here with Gassiev? Is he durable enough?
Oh
And
yeah, no, he's durable enough. He's never been stopped.
yeah, but with Pulev being a busy guy, is there anything overwhelming here that or can Gassiev go to distance?
I actually think I'm leaning towards a distance fight, which is actually plus money. Um,
Really?
yeah, yeah. I think what is it? All the props just came up. I think it was plus like I want to say 130, but this is there's a little bit of a reach. But
Not bad.
I take into consideration a couple of things. I take into consideration the fact that uh, Puloff is 45 years old, not the biggest puncher. He's got 14 knockouts, right?
Mhm.
Not a monster puncher at heavyweight. He's got 35, 36 fights. So he's not a big puncher. He's 45 years old. And then he's in with a guy that's never been stopped, who's been in with the
Yeah,
best.
and Gassiev has fought at heavyweight before, so he's not been stopped.
No, Gaziev has been there for probably like about 5 or 6 fights now at this
Yeah.
point. So, but I just don't like. I mean, if you didn't know and you were watching footage of both of these guys and said which guy's the 45-year-old, which guy's the 32-year-old, you get it backwards. I don't like how he looks at heavyweight. It's that simple. He looks very lackadaisical, very slow, very plodding, not very busy, not setting his
So
combinations
you
up.
angle towards Pulev winning a fight.
I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. That I didn't say. Because again, man, 45 years old just really stands out in my mind. 45 years old is 45 years old. 45 years old also, your punch resistance isn't the same at heavyweight at 45 than it is at 35. But he's only been stopped, I believe, twice. I think it was Klitschko got him. And did he fight
Josh,
Joshua?
yeah, Joshua and Klitschko, yeah, title fights.
Not bad company. If those two guys are going to stop you, two of the best heavyweights of your generation. So I feel like this fight might be an ugly snore fest. It might be a lot of hugging, clinching, and this thing might actually go to 12 rounds. As far as the winner goes, I mean, Pulov is plus 240, man. I mean, it's if you really want to punt, but I like the fight going the distance. The distance odds, I believe.
So
I'm going to
Pulev
tell
is
you right
plus
now.
240. Pulev is plus 240 on money line.
Yeah, plus 240. Yeah, he's a big
Gassiev
underdog.
is the favorite.
Correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
He's a minus 320. He's a big favorite.
Wow.
Yeah, minus 320. The fight to go the distance is plus 124.
Wow. This is really interesting considering their age and all this and all
Yeah.
these all these side factors. This is a really tricky one, actually, right?
Side factors: one's a career heavyweight, the other is not. Um,
Wow.
yeah, I mean, I'm leaning towards the distance at plus 124. I'm not going to go heavy on it.
Hmm.
As we always talk about on the show, I built several different parlays. I'll use this on one of them, starting off with the plus odds at plus 124. Then I could just money line things down the line.
Yeah.
Or I can put a small bet in and do a bunch of different prop bets and get crazy odds because you're starting off at 124. And then I use like Sky Nicholson, for example, which we'll talk about down the line on the show. I like her for the decision minus 450. You start to get into the plus 250 territory. Add another leg, get a little greedy. But yeah, I like this fight. I like this fight to go
Oh, this
distance.
guy's been stopping some girls lately, though, right?
She got one stoppage. Let's not get crazy here.
Yeah.
No, she's not getting rid of this girl, but we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute. But as far as this particular fight goes, yeah, I'm actually liking this fight going to 12 round distance.
Okay.
And at plus 124, I mean, that's fantastic odds.
Yeah, that's a nice little tidbit there. All right. Is there a co-main event on that card or anything that's going to
Uh,
be
my man Maxie Hughes, who actually he's the
Maxi
beat.
Hughes, the one who arguably beat Kambosos, right?
I don't know how. I think he beat Cambosis pretty handily, right?
Well, I mean, arguably because he didn't get the decision. So
Yeah.
apparently, there's three judges that didn't think he won. You know?
This is true. I don't remember if that was a split or majority.
Yeah.
So maybe it was two judges that thought he didn't win. But yeah, the guy that he's fighting now, you can do me the favor and pronounce this guy's name. Makardara
Let's see.
Usmanov.
I
Usmanov.
we got it written down over here.
Yeah, Usmanov. He's a minus.
Sounds like a last name.
Yeah, Usmanov is minus 390. Good fighter, amateur pedigree, 11-0, 5 knockouts. Busy guy.
Usmanov, yeah, Usmanov, yeah.
Usmanov. But what we discussed a few shows back, Paulie, them moving these prospects too fast. This kind of fits that territory.
But again, these Russians have a million amateur fights, no?
Yeah, no, he's got a big amateur pedigree.
And Hughes isn't the kind of guy. Usually, when you move a prospect too fast, it's because you put him in with a guy who fights at a pace for too many rounds.
Okay.
Hughes is more crafty, right? So craftiness won't usually beat a guy with a ton of amateur experience. They'll usually be able to offset it, right?
One would think, but I mean, aside from the power, Hughes kind of checks every box. He's a good, solid fighter, defensively, offensively, ring intelligence, stamina, chin, boxing IQ. I mean, he's been in with the much better competition. And at 35 years old, I mean, he's not. He's got mileage on him, but he's not in old 35 at all.
Okay.
And that kind of and listen, all the guys that we've been seeing get upset, like Telez a few weeks ago, these guys are all Olympians too.
Yeah. Yeah, and even the guy from France, right? They go from the fight in Libya, right?
Yeah, several of these guys were Olympians. So you're seeing these guys get fast tracked. And is Hughes a former world champion? No, he's a top contender, no question about it. Very good fighter. He's a plus 285 too.
Plus 285. So you
Plus
think
285.
what if
Let me double check.
if Hughes wins, it's gonna be on points.
Oh yeah, so I didn't check the odds on a decision victory because that's what would be more realistic. Hughes has 6 career knockouts, so he's not scoring any knockouts. So if he's going to do so, he's going to do so by decision. But stylistically, Usmanov is very busy. He's a little bit slick, moves his hands a lot. Very good jabs up and down. So he's a busy guy. He's a very busy guy. And Maxie Hughes is Maxie Hughes. Maxie Hughes is going to try and counterpunch all day, use his legs, make him miss, tire him out, show him different looks. It's going to be a back and forth seesaw battle. I actually see this fight going the distance, so that's first and foremost. And then you got to worry about boxing politics. Can Maxie get the decision? You always got to factor these things in.
Yeah.
Now, for that fight to go the distance is minus 174. So that's my safe pick right there. So that's what I'll be using the most. I like that fight going the distance. And I think there's an outside chance Maxie pulls the upset. I really do. I think should the judges see it, the way it actually happens. Let me see what the odds are for the decision. Method of victory, plus 470.
Wow. Victor on decision.
Stranger things have happened, and stranger things have happened lately. But I just like this fight to go the distance. I mean, that's the safest pick first and foremost.
All right. That's the Friday, the zone card. Moving on to Saturday. The zone card is Ernesto Mercado against Antonio Moran, a guy we've had several times on Pro Box.
Yeah, and that's why I was going to ask you to weigh in on that one because I know you've had him on Pro Box.
Moran is a solid guy who doesn't win at the highest level, but he's pretty much a solid gatekeeper. If you're the real deal, you'll beat him. Guys like Devin Haney beat him. Even the guy
he stopped him. And he stopped him.
Yeah. But he caught him with a big shot. He kind of loaded up a big right hand and landed it. Then there's because usually Moran's pretty durable. Moran Moran had an upset on our pro box earlier this year I think it was around February, you know.
He
Uh,
fought Jermaine Ortiz too. He gave Ortiz a real good fight.
Moran Ortiz gave him a
He
tough
actually
fight.
hurt
Yeah.
Ortiz in that
He's
fight
he's
early.
he's he's solid. He just won't win at the highest level. He beat Mike Juan Williams on Pro Bucks. Mike Juan Williams is an
Yes,
undefeated
yes,
guy.
22-0. Yeah.
And Mike Juan is a bit inconsistent. When he's on, he's on. But when he's not on, I mean, then Moran will beat him. And then, it was a close fight, but Moran got that decision.
Moran hurt Andy Cruz real bad in that when they fought.
Yeah.
Stunned, had him out. Now I wouldn't say I would go as far as saying out on his feet, but he buckled him, wobbled him, and had him running a little bit. And then he ended up getting stopped himself. I think it was in the 6th or 7th round. So from what I've seen of him, yeah, he's a good fighter. He's almost too aggressive because he walks into shots. What's alarming, and I did not see the Haney fight. I actually looked for that fight. For some reason, I couldn't find it last night. But I watched his fight with Cruz. I watched his fight with Ortiz. Couldn't find the Williams fight on Pro Box either. But again, I had a lot of film study to do last night. What was stuck out to me is when he gets hurt, and he was wobbled in both of those fights. Even the loss to Ortiz, he was badly rocked in that fight as well. So that stands out to me as a guy that has been hurt multiple times, and now you're in there with a monster puncher. Mercado, 17-0, 16 knockouts. This kid can punch. Bad intentions. Everything's combination behind the jab, hits the body hard. I think this is a stoppage situation for sure.
And is there a prop for the Mercado by stoppage?
You know what? I should have had that ready for you, right? So on the money line, you ain't touching the money line, minus 1,400. Actually, I think I did screenshot it because all the props just popped up on my end like 2 hours ago. So Mercado, it's not huge, minus 310.
Not bad. Not bad.
You know, if you add it to a parlay,
yeah,
I do like that. I do like him for the stoppage. I think he's the real deal. I think he's a future world champion, and he's in there with a guy that Moran is gonna bring it. He's gonna throw some big punches. I just think that Mercado's the total package over here, and I think that he's gonna get this guy out of there in between 4 and 6 rounds.
All right. Next is Sky Nicholson, right? We got Sky Nicholson, another appearance by
seems like we always have Sky Nicholson on like every third show. They keep her busy.
She keeps a busy schedule, you know, almost like she's connected. Right? Sky Nicholson with Julian Luna Ailua.
Yeah.
Minus 2,000 Sky Nicholson. There's no value there. What are we doing?
Yeah, it's always minus 2,000. She always got to go with the knockout or the decision. This girl Luna Villi is actually. I watched it at history at your house years ago with Petey. I don't know if you were there or not, but she had a draw with Maureen Shea. This was probably 6-7 years ago at this point. She's never been stopped. She's got a lot of experience. Throws a lot of punches. Fights dirty, quite honestly. It makes you uncomfortable. So yeah. Rapid punches. You know.
What do you think?
Yeah, a lot of rapid punches.
Sky handle it?
Punches. No, what's up?
Can Sky handle it?
I think so. I think Sky's just a clean box. She's going to keep her at the end of her jab, and this girl's going to keep trying to get close to her, and she's not going to be able to get there. But I see this fight going the distance. This girl's got a lot of experience, and I think Sky's last knockout. I mean, there were circumstances involved. I mean, one of the circumstances was the girl wasn't that good. But I had told you I learned right after we did that show. I learned that girl's father had recently passed away, and she basically wasn't even training for the fight. And I told you when she walked to the ring, Paulie, I'm looking at her body language. I'm like, oh, shit, this is going to be like a knockout into. She looked like she didn't even want to be there, and she was just dragging her ass walking to the ring. And I think I texted him, like, fucking fight ain't going 3 rounds, bro. No way. She looked like she did. She looked like she was still walking into the funeral home to view the body. She looked miserable.
Yeah, well, sometimes that's why sometimes the live bet option has to be taken on the fly when an observation like that is made.
Yeah.
Let's jump on next fight. Gabriel Flores Jr., who's from Stockton, and this card is in Stockton, right? Fighting ex-world champion Joe Cordina.
Yeah, so I mean, I would favor Cordina, but there's a reason why I mentioned because you got to play. You always factor in politics and boxing, right? The fight's in Stockton. This guy's from Stockton. Yeah. The fight's most likely going to the scorecards. Cordina's not the biggest puncher in the world. He's only got 8 or 9 knockouts. You would think he has more knockouts because he seems to sit down in his punches. He lands good hard punches, punches with some intention, but he doesn't score a lot of knockouts. Flores, in turn, Flores is tough, man. I mean, he was a top-ranked prospect at one time. He got beat a couple of times. Took bad beatings in those fights. That what stood out to me. Both of those losses, I mean, he took ass kickings. But he made it to 12-round distance. So there's no reason to think that this fight goes any other direction but a 12-round decision.
I think we had Flores on Pro Box. Is he the one that I was going to tell you?
You definitely had Flores on Pro Box.
Did he beat Arellano? Does he have a win over Arellano? Because if that's Arellano, he didn't win that fight. They robbed Arellano. I remember I called that fight.
I know he was on Pro Box.
Yeah.
Let me tell you
So
right
that
now.
was the Adriano fight. He actually didn't win it. They actually just robbed him. So yeah, you got
You know who he fought? He fought the Italian from Chicago, Cabrera.
Giovanni Cabrera, but not on Pro Box. He
No, no,
fought.
no. But he fought him in general, and he
Yeah,
took
yeah.
on ESPN. That was when he was with Top Rank,
Okay. But
and
Flores,
he got his ass kicked in that fight. He actually got dropped 3 times.
yeah.
And Giovanni's not a big puncher. He got dropped 3 times over the course of the fight.
No, I didn't think he won the Ariano fight, bro. I heard they were unhappy with my commentating. I thought he got beat pretty easily by Ariano, actually. And
Okay, let me tell you right now. So he's 27-2. So I know that one loss was to Giovanni, the other one was to Giovanni Cabrera. The first one was to Jason Velez.
okay, who has since become a journeyman himself. Velez on like a 10-fight losing streak.
Oh, I'm sorry. He beat Velez. I'm sorry. It was Luis Alberto Lopez, who
So,
went out to win a world title.
okay, but
And
there's the Ariano fight on his record.
yes. He
Okay.
won a 10-round decision.
All right, yeah. So this commission is shady. It's in Northern California. I remember that show. That show was shady all over the place because Flores robbed Ariano in the main event, but I also remember who's the kid that
Oh, that was in California. Okay.
who's the kid that got upset by the Dominican that we um the one where I said there's no way he lose this fight and he lost. Was
Oh, jeez. It started with, jeez. I know who you're talking about. This was a few
Stop
shows
Cesar
back.
Francis on like a BS stop, complete BS stoppage, complete BS.
Wasn't it Francisco? Wasn't it Francisco? First and last name was Francisco or no?
I don't think so. No.
All right.
But either way,
Well, Arellano, it looks like he had him. Well, you did the fight, so I'm sure you're going to remember it. But he was down twice in that fight in the first and 10th round.
who?
Jose Arellano was down twice.
Ariano. Yeah, yeah. That was the only time he was down though. He won every round in between.
He won every single round. All right.
Every round in between he won, except the ones he got knocked down in.
Well, I can tell you this. I mean, he's tough because Luis Alberto Lopez is a puncher who puts everything into all the shots, and he kicked the shit.
Very one-dimensional though. I remember that
Yeah.
fight with Ariano. It was very, very one-dimensional. But again, yeah, it's tricky with this commission. It's tricky. I mean, Northern Cal, that was
Well, that's exactly why I
as a
wanted
matter of
to.
fact, it was actually so bad. I don't think we've been back to Northern Cal since.
That's why I wanted to point out that the fight's in Stockton. He is from Stockton, so that's why I'm more comfortable betting this fight going the distance because this is boxing. You got to factor politics into things.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
And that fight going the distance, where are we? Is a minus 310. I'm sorry, a minus 270. So some value there. You can push that into plus odds.
Not bad, yeah.
If you want to bet the upset, I mean, if the fight goes to the scorecards, you want to bet on politics, you could always do that too. But realistically, Cordina should win this fight. From what I see from Flores, he just gets touched too much. He's not a big puncher. 27-2. He's only got 8 knockouts. But he gets hit with a lot of hard shots. But listen, in his own right, he's tough as nails. He's gotten off the canvas. He fights back. He's always there live, letting you know he's there to win. So I see distance written all over this fight.
Diego Pacheco next in the main event against Sadjo. What is it? How do you say this guy's name? Sadjo?
What is it? It's Kevin Sadjo. Sadjo's the last name. Sadjo.
Oh, DJ. Okay. All right, Sadjo. Okay. Sadjo is plus 310 against Diego Pacheco, minus 425. Pacheco has been on a run. Sadjo is a physical guy, though. What do you think?
Man, listen, I've been high on Pacheco. He's 24 years old. I've been high on Pacheco since day one. My only issue with Pacheco, which I've said over and over to people just in casual conversation, is I think he's the complete package, but he's closing in on the point where, at this point in his career, whatever polishing he has to do, he's got to do it now because now you're about to make that jump, right? Now you're getting ready for a world title fight. The two things that he doesn't do, that he's more than capable of doing, that he's very good at doing, he does not jab enough. You're talking about a guy that's 6'4" with a 79-inch reach. Incredible natural dimensions for 168. Those are the kind of dimensions where you can win a world title at 24 years old. Maybe you win a world title in 3 different weight classes, at 68, at 75, and maybe at cruiserweight. If through the years you develop the jab and you use the body. He headhunts way too much. I've seen him score knockouts to the body. He knocked out who is the Polish guy who had never been stopped before. He stopped with one shot to the body.
Sulecki.
One shot to the body. One single shot to the body. Very good jab when he uses it. He doesn't use it enough. Good counterpuncher, defensively responsible. Beautiful combinations, great form on his punches. I mean, I like everything about Pacheco. It's just those two areas that he's missing to become a complete fighter in my book. And you need the jab against this guy, Sadjo. Because Sadjo is an aggressive powerhouse fighter with a good gas tank, wants to be on the inside. When he gets on the inside, he works. He digs to the body. He rips all the hands. Strong guy, physical guy, muscular built guy
You
from
said
Cameroon. Those guys from Cameroon all have those gas
yeah,
tanks.
I
He
was
actually reminds me of Billy very, very much in the way that he fights, in his structure, his build, his body. So this is no walk in the park for Pacheco. This is a very high risk, low reward fight because nobody knows who this guy is. This guy is Cameroon. He fight his whole career out of France. He fought his whole career in France. Nobody knows who this guy is.
so so with this guy's aggression, would he be tough to stop? Is this a distance fight?
I see. That's the thing, man. I don't know. I think he's gonna be very dangerous the first 5, 6 rounds. Now, 26-0, 23 knockouts. He's been the 12-round distance, but the majority of his fights are ending early. They're ending rounds 1 through 4. This guy, when I say he's an effort guy, there is a skill set there because he'll almost like he takes some power off the shots. He'll throw a few soft ones and then blast some hard shots in there. So he diversifies his punch selection, but he really, really rips to the body. And Pacheco's got that long frame at 6'4". Pacheco can't let this guy get inside of him. Pacheco's got to use the jab and keep him at medium and long range. I think what could be very beneficial to Pacheco in this situation, counter uppercuts. When this guy's coming in, using that uppercut. Pacheco's got a good one. I see this the kind of fight where Pacheco's got to break this guy down slowly and look to get rid of him in the second half of the fight because this guy's going to be dangerous and looking for the knockout rounds 1 through 12.
So what's the
Now there was one guy, Jack Cullen,
Mhm.
who is the same exact dimensions as Pacheco, tall, long guy, and he broke him down and then got him in the 6th round with a body shot. Now, obviously, Jack Cullen was never the fighter that Pacheco is, but I'm just pointing out that the dimensions are there, the body type is there. He's going to have that same kind of game plan where he's going to want to get on the inside and just destroy this guy to the body. And I mean, he did it rather quick in that fight. Now, again, that's not a fighter that reached the heights that Pacheco has already reached, but I don't know what happens the second half of the fight. I think we need to get there. The longer this fight goes, the more it's going to favor Pacheco.
And also, you said Pacheco doesn't really use his jab as much as he should, so this guy's going to have a hard time getting inside on Pacheco.
If Pacheco does not use the jab, Pacheco's got to use those straight punches, the jab, the double jab, cross behind it to keep this guy at medium and long range because
You can
this
time him with
guy,
the uppercut too because he's aggressive, no? Shorter
what's
and
that?
aggressive. You can time this guy with the uppercut too because he's shorter and he's aggressive.
Correct. I actually, believe it or not, man, I mean, the safest, just from a gambling standpoint, just trying to apply science to this, right? I say this. I say, I like Pacheco on the money line, but there's not a huge value there, minus 425, right? But I also think that this fight, if he's going to lose, Pacheco's not going to lose a decision to this guy. This guy's chances to score a knockout. The odds on the fight not going the distance were minus 174. So not difficult to turn that into plus odds when if you're building a parlay off that, right? I don't think this fight goes the distance one way or the other. I think that there's a good chance that Pacheco stops this guy. It's going to probably happen late. He's going to have to break this guy down. This guy is quality. Like I said, he's very, very, very similar to Billy. And you know what kind of fighter that is? That's an energy fighter. That's an effort fighter, but that's also a guy that
So,
really can throw you off your game and punish you over the course of a fight.
so you like a second half stoppage, so maybe even a live bet situation could come into play here.
Good call. I love when you point out those live bets that I always forget about. Those live bets. Yeah, you know what? This might be a live bet situation because I do think if Pacheco does score the knockout, it will not happen early. It would be such an exclamation point statement if somehow he caught this guy in the first couple of rounds. But I think this is the best guy that he's had to fight so far because now he's fighting a guy that Pacheco is on the brink of a world title shot at 168 right now, so he can't afford to slip up. Whether Pacheco moves on to fight Mombili and whether he fights Martinez, there's a lot of guys at 168. We don't know what Crawford's going to do. Alvarez, Crawford are probably going to fight each other again just for the money, so they're going to be tied up. But Crawford also just got stripped of the title, right?
Yeah,
So there's going to be a vacant title to play. Yeah, so I lean towards Pacheco stoppage. The stoppage, let me just double check what the stoppage is, 7 through 12. But my safer bet is for this fight to not go the distance. So what I'm going to do is Pacheco on the money line at minus 425. Then I'm going to do a separate parlay for the fight to not go the distance at minus 174. And then the 7 through 12 knockout for Pacheco should get me plus odds. So I'll do a couple of little small parlays on that. Stand by. But I'm telling you, this is going to be a very good fight. This is going to be Pacheco's either coming out party or going away party because he's going to be tested. He's going to be tested in a big way against this guy. So, rounds. So, Pacheco 7-12 plus 180.
Not bad.
Yeah,
If it's a stoppage, it's going to be second half of the fight, but this guy's too
yeah.
durable to be
No,
stopped.
this guy's durable. This guy's
And
tough.
this guy also comes out like a bat out of hell in the first half of the fight, so he's in.
Yeah, and listen, he's going to take Pacheco a few rounds to adjust. The main thing is that Pacheco can't absorb in the first few rounds because they don't get depleted. The main thing is for the exact opposite. Pacheco wants to just lay the jab on him, use his legs, move a little bit of counter punch, keep this guy at the medium and long range, and start to break this guy down. And then we'll see what this guy's got the second half of the fight because he's only been the distance but a couple of times. Pacheco has gone the distance, 12-round distance in his last two fights.
Okay. All right. Next, moving on to the other card, the Amazon card, the pay-per-view. Mikhailian and Badu Jack we have, right?
Yep. Yes. Now I know you can't give too
rematch.
much. Yeah. Listen, I mean, I watched the fight last night, and after like 4 rounds, I'm saying to myself, well, where's Bandu Jack catch up on the scorecards here? And then the 5th round started, and I saw where Bandu Jack started catching up on the scorecards. In the first 4 rounds, he was getting outboxed with the jab. He wasn't throwing a lot of punches, a lot of waiting. Also, keep in mind, Bandu Jack's 42 years old, a little bit of inactivity lately. A lot of wear and tear on the body. This guy's fought a murderer's row of guys over the years. He's fought absolutely everybody. Now, how does this fight go? I mean, a lot of people thought that first fight was a robbery. Now, after I watched the 12 rounds, I could see where you can arrive at a Bandu Jack decision because Mikajan, is that how you pronounce it, Paulie? Mikajan?
It's Mikhailian.
Mikhailian. I got mine right. He started doing a lot of holding the second half of the fight. He was very uncomfortable. And Bandu Jack recognized that and used his energy. Again, basically the energy transfer from one guy to the other. And Bandu Jack just started moving his hands, staying on top of this guy, knowing this guy was going to initiate clinches. And I could see where Bandu Jack was stealing a lot of the late rounds, where he was behind the first 4 or 5 rounds. So I think there's a distance fight again. I think distance is written all over it. Bandu Jack's 42 years old. I mean, he's not going to be improving at this point. All right. So Bandu Jack, if anything, is more of an effort guy at this point than any point in his career. And to be an effort guy at 42 years old, as far as, at that point, it gets tough. The stamina, the gas tank, the endurance, it's not the same as it used to be.
So what are you thinking here? What do we got?
This guy's only got 12 knockouts. And Bandu Jack has only been stopped that one single time very early in his career. So this fight, distance written all over it. Which way does it go? I don't know. The first fight, Paulie, I still don't know who won the first fight. So the odds on your distance here wasn't bad either. So the Bandu Jack fight, 174, minus 174. So I like this fight to go the distance, 100%. So there are we went over 7 fights now. All right. So some interesting options you can use on parlays. You can crisscross. And I like Bandu Jack for sure to go the distance at minus 174. Let me see what else I like. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong one. Bandu Jack is minus 260. Minus 260 to go the distance.
Go the distance.
Yeah, Maxie Hughes was the minus 174. I like both of those fights to go the distance. Now, when you combine the 260 and the 174, you're probably around minus 120. And you don't need to do much. Then you can go with Ernesto Mercado for the knockout. That's going to happen at minus 310. And then you can mix and match. You don't have to use all 7 of these. You can use 3-4 legs. You can use a few different parlays. But I think the genesis of what's going to happen, I think that the Bandu Jack fight absolutely goes the distance. I think that Sky Nicholson for the decision at minus 475 is something to build a parlay off. I think Mercado at minus 310 is a good fight to build a parlay off. And I actually like the Maxie Hughes fight to go the distance as well to build a parlay off. So it's a matter of just mixing and matching and not getting over greedy.
Which one is Mercado?
The KO, that's minus 310. 17-0, 16 knockouts.
Which one is he?
He's fighting Antonio Moran.
Mercado. You confused me over here. Made me think he's Irish. Mercado. Mercado. Okay, Mercado against Antonio Moran for the KO you're talking about.
Yeah, I like that for the KO at minus 310.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, there are a lot of different options on the prop bets where you can build right at the plus odds. It's just, listen, upsets happen, of course. Sometimes you'll get a knockout where you think for sure you're going to get a decision or vice versa. So just don't get greedy.
And also, Usmanov's not a big puncher, so him and Maxie seems like a distance fight as well, like you said, right?
Yeah. And listen, Maxie's durable, too. I mean, Zepeda got rid of him, yes, when Zepeda was on a tear, but this guy doesn't have the level of experience that Zepeda had at 35 pro fights at that point, undefeated at 35. So, yeah, there's a lot of fights this weekend, but right before the big Netflix card next week. Yeah, there's a lot to work with. So, I mean, listen, if I'm going to pick it, I'm going to bet it, but that doesn't mean I'm going to bet it down the line. I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to do a few different parlays here.
All right. And remember, guys, this is Tommy and Paulie's Big Fight Forecast. Remember, everything we discussed Everything we discuss on Big Fight Forecast with Tommy and Brainone and Paulie Malignaggi is not gambling or investing advice. It's strictly for entertainment purposes. We hope you enjoyed our discussion for this week's schedule. Next week is the big Jake Paul event with Anthony Joshua. We also got a Pro Box card next week as well. But we hope you enjoy the show. Like, subscribe, leave your comments. There's a lot to work with here with this week, so I'm sure there's probably a lot of opinions you have as well. Leave your comments in the comment section. And like I said, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. That's Tommy Raino, and I'm Paulie Malignaggi. This is Tommy and Paulie's Big Fight Forecast.